Hopefully none of the police is... Oh, that's a fucking con door. Hopefully no one working for Niall... Oh, that's a fucking door right there, isn't it? Thanks to the light from the lighthouse. Aha. Surface on the brickwork is slightly dirty. Strange, this brick looks newer than the others. Break it. Oh shit. There it is. There's your diamond. Oh shit, that's what that means. I've got it. This is it. The Scarlet Star. Don't turn around and have someone pointing a fucking gun at me, please. Please don't. Finally got my hands on the Scarlet Star. Coldness of the beautifully shining jewel spreads through my hands. Item. Locate the Scarlet Star, which disappeared at Hotel Cape West 25 years ago. This is the thing you've been searching for, is it, Will McGrath? And with it comes the truth of what happened all those years ago. Pocket it and run. Pocket it and run. Just fucking pocket it and run. Gotta go. Leave. Now. Run? Holy shit, go. Before some motherfucker comes up on the roof and is like, handed the fuck over. Dad made a promise with Frank to enable him to leave his shady past behind. He snuck into the manager's office, cracked open the safe, and stole the Scarlet Star. He was then supposed to go to the window and signal to Frank using his flashlight. But the response to the signal never came. Then Michael McGrath arrived on the scene, and he shot and killed my dad. Hyde, you need to run. You need to turn around before anyone shows up and fucking run. Maybe, when he died, he was clutching this very thing in his hands. My grip on the Scarlet Star tightens as I think of my dad's dying moments. Jewel gradually starts to grow warmer in my hand. Feels as though the stone is transcending the 25 years since it was held by him, bringing us together again. As I dwell on this, I feel a warm, melting kind of sensation from it. Looks like I'll be fulfilling the requirements of that order after all. Time to give this to the one person left who bears responsibility for Kathy's death. Fucking keep it! Huh. You keep that shit. That's money. Fuck that, you keep that shit. Elevator opens and somebody emerges. Is that... You found it fair and square, fuck them. Mags? Oh. Mr. Hyde. I assume I have you to blame for switching the lighthouse on, do I? Yeah, I did it alright. Then I must also assume that you entered that room. What? Just how did you know that there was a switch inside the room in the first place? Because she probably fucking knew. This bitch is probably dirty as well. What happened to you not even knowing where that place was? I apologize, but I lied. Fuck her, I don't want to give her shit. Naturally, I was aware of of what that room contains too. If you knew about the hidden chamber, why'd you need to lie? Let's just say I had no intention of discussing my knowledge of that room with anybody. I breathed a sigh of relief when I decided to sell off the building, safe in the knowledge that the secret would disappear once this building was demolished. I suppose, looking back, hoping for a little too much. Never imagined you'd take to snooping around and looking to the building's past. Then, Mr. Hyde, when you came around looking for information, I thought to myself, can't keep hiding it if he's found out this much. Fucking shoulder tackle her, so I had to decide. On the one hand, I could leave while everything was still shrouded in secrecy, or I could risk letting everything come to light. It was essentially a gamble. What do you mean a gamble? A gamble to see if you'd be able to find that room or not. So you gambled everything on me and whether I'd find it. Precisely. And it seems it ended just as I expected. Fucking shoulder tackle her. What were you trying to hide? Crimes that he committed, of course. His time as Condor's ringleader, the stolen jewelry and illegal sales. Not to mention keeping it all under the LAPD's radar, despite one of them being involved. And lastly, the unfortunate killing of Kathy. Crimes committed by George here in this very building, they needed to be kept hidden. All of them. Why, he's fucking dead. Who gives a shit whether he's found guilty? What are you gonna do, take a corpse to jail? And I intended to do just that. I was planning to take these truths with me to the grave. But as we can both see, that proved futile. How did you think it would end? I was fully aware that there was little hope I'd keep everything secret. I knew that if anyone could find that room, it would be you. So you appreciated what was at stake should you lose your gamble. Yes, but as soon as we started talking about the secret room, my mind was made up. If you found the room, I would lose my gamble, and then I'd need to let you in on everything I knew. If you failed, however, then I wouldn't need to talk to you on the subject any further. Then my gamble would have paid off. What made you think I'd find it? I knew it would take a focused individual, and you more than fitted that description. I can see it in your eyes. Damn right I'm focused. You don't think I'd waste my time looking around this place without good reason, do you? No, of course not. I was truly surprised when you came to me and told me what you knew about 25 years ago. The fact that the safecracker Michael shot turned out to be your father. I doubt anybody could have anticipated that one. Yeah, what are the odds, huh? Maybe I knew, Mr. Hyde. Even as you arrived in my room today, I knew it was going to happen. Somewhere deep down, I must have realized that you would uncover the whole thing. Tell me something, Mr. Hyde. Have you found everything you were looking for? Yeah, I think I have. Michael's 13-year-old diary, proof that connects the LAPD and Condor, even the Scarlet Star. I've uncovered them all. You found the Scarlet Star? Certainly did. Michael McGrath left some helpful clues behind. Led me to the hidden chamber and helped me get it. I have it now. Is that so? Why the fuck would you tell her? Here, take a look. So this is the Scarlet Star. Sure is. Your late husband didn't take the disappearance of it lightly and killed Kathy as a result. The Scarlet Star going missing was where the whole horrible ordeal began. Not quite. Condor's theft of the Scarlet Star in the first place is where it really started. If George Patrice were still alive, I'd be showing the thing to him. And we'd be having a very frank chat about his crimes. I'm sure you would, but as he's no longer with us, that'll never happen. True. Same with Michael. You can have this back now, Mr. Hyde. What? I was only concerned with keeping it hidden, not keeping it for myself. Since you found it, you've earned the right to keep it. In fact, everything you found is as good as yours, the room and all its contents, which by extension means that disposing of it all also falls to you. And you're sure about this? I am. I understand. Okay then, I suppose it's time for me to tell you everything. Will you listen to what I have to say, Mr. Hyde? All of it? Will you let me tell you about my foolishness in loving an evil man? I first met him when I was 19 years old. I was a dancer back then and he was part of a band. Knew from the start that he was a bad person. He brought a different woman with him each time and used to keep dubious company. Despite all this, I fell for him. But as soon as we began to live together, something became very apparent to me. I knew that I'd need to get used to dealing with him with times I loved him, and times I detested him. Strangest thing was, the more I became accustomed to the jealousy I felt, the more my desire toward him grew. It was a very strange position to be in. When he started dipping his feet into the world of crime, I began thinking that I needed to know everything he was involved in. So, yes, before you say it, by keeping his wrongdoing secret, I became an accomplice. The feelings of guilt that arose from all the crimes was what chained us together. But inevitably, that wasn't a strong enough bond to keep our marriage alive. He became more and more distant from me as his feelings faded, until, finally, I could see there was no hope for a future together. Eventually, he and Kathy went on to betray me and Michael. Despite having full knowledge of their intimacy, there was no fuss made. I was perfectly content to just sit back and watch, now that my feelings had subsided. But after Kathy was murdered, and I saw the taunting smile that appeared on his face, as he told me that I was going to have to keep one more secret, finally started to realize that I had made a grave mistake. I was partly responsible for the man he'd become. It came to me in a flash. I was the only person who would be able to put an end to his misdeeds once and for all. And so, on that day, I planned to shoot him using his own gun. But as it turned out, I wasn't to become a murderer that night after all. Somebody else had crept in, pointed a gun, and shot George instead. None other than his friend, Michael. When the deed was done, he looked me in the eye before striking me down with the gun. Woke up after being out cold. First thing I noticed was that the gun that shot George was grasped in my right hand. With the now lifeless body of my husband laid out before me, he had died with the most atrocious look of pain across his face. One thing went through my mind as I stared at his dead eyes. Enough. He got nothing short of what he deserved for the crimes he committed. Made one final promise to his agonized face then. I vowed that I would keep his secrets even after his death, and not tell a soul. I intended to take those secrets with me into the next life, but... From then on, I felt very much like a ship lost at sea with no lighthouse to guide me home. Drifted aimlessly in the darkness, tossed endlessly by the waves. You know what happened after that? I was arrested and held on suspicion of murder. I eventually faced that grueling trial. Despite my predicament, I remained silent and told the police and lawyers nothing. Do you know why I chose not to reveal the truth, Mr. Hyde? Well, I'll tell you. I wanted them to find me guilty. That's why. I felt it was only fitting. After all, I was fully intent on extinguishing George's life myself on that night. But it seemed that greater powers than my own were at work. Somehow the court found me innocent of the crime, and the money I inherited from George enabled me to buy the hotel. Part of the reason I snapped this place up was to maintain the secrecy. But I also felt that if I lived here, the lighthouse would be my guide and help me traverse the waves and survive the darkness. Looking back, maybe I was just clinging to one of my foolish ideals. But the fact remains, I failed in my attempt to keep what he did a secret. And that brings us right back to here and now, where I'm telling you everything. And that's the end, Mr. Hyde. There is no more. I expect you're overwhelmed with anger at this foolish woman's confession. Am I right? Really wish I hadn't needed to tell anybody what I told you. You're kidding, right? I beg your pardon? Sure that you've been wanting to offload this entire thing on somebody for years. I mean, keeping all this pent up for so long and all. You must have been dying to tell anybody who'd listen. Mr. Hyde. I admit it. You're right. I've been languishing in my guilt for what seems like an eternity. I just couldn't see it through to the end. I know I made the decision by myself, but I just wanted to put my love for another ahead of my own feelings. Never thought doing so could lead to this much turmoil. It's true. I've been feeling like this for quite some time now. I desperately wanted someone I could sit down and talk to. It's been so horrible. As I stare at Mags crying her eyes out, I think to myself, there must have been so many people around the world forced to keep burdens on their own. And one thing's for sure, I'm one of them. Knowing the truth behind my dad's death and uncovering the hidden deeds behind it still doesn't go far to erase the unbearable things I have going around my mind. I understand the pain she's feeling, I really do. Now she's in front of me in tears after telling me everything. After spending all that time keeping an unbearable truth to herself. The more she cries, the easier the burden will become, though it'll never truly disappear. I suppose the least I can do is wait quietly here until she's done crying. Mrs. Patrice? If you stay there much longer, you're gonna catch your death. Here, I'll help you up. Thank you, but I'm fine, Mr. Hyde. I can stand on my own. I've never needed anybody's help, and I have no intention of changing that now. Meg stands up, and I notice that there are no longer any tears in her eyes. Her eyes are now fixed on the light bursting forth from the lighthouse. We just stand there, stare. Silently, we gaze up at the lighthouse. Soon, I'll be leaving this lighthouse behind forever. Wonder if I'll be okay without it to guide me through the darkness. Meg continues to mutter things to herself. I'm unable to respond. I just continue staring up at the lighthouse without saying a word. Even though Mags has left the roof, I'm still standing around here. I don't feel like dragging myself back to my room. I decide to take one last trip to the 4th floor. I enter room 406 and open the curtains. I brush aside the dust that's covering the window and peer outside. Through the dirty window, I observe the scene beyond. It's the cold, damp view I'm so accustomed to seeing. Picturesque city at night. Never thought I'd see the last view my dad ever laid eyes on. But of course, what my dad saw must have been slightly different. 25 years have passed since my dad was killed. I'm now the age he was then, standing in the same room and looking out the same window. What did he see when he stared out through it? What was he expecting to see? May have uncovered what happened then, but I'll never know what he was thinking. There's one thing I know for certain, though. He was standing by this window because he made a choice. A choice which was made with me and Mom in mind. I closed the curtains and let the memory of my dad rest at last. It's my phone. Reach out from beneath the covers of my bed and make a move to grab the receiver. Hello? Morning, Kyle. Hey. Got a call from Ed last night. He told me everything. Seems you've been keeping things from me. You what? It's not like that. I wasn't keeping anything from you. Then why didn't you just tell me yourself? I mean, Ed going to hospital is pretty serious and all. Oh, right. That. What else would it be? Is there something else you're not telling me? No, of course not. I don't feel it's the right time to let Mom know about the trip behind Dad's death. Guess I can't put it off forever, though. Ed told me something nice, too, though. He said you're not the good-for-nothing you used to be. What's that supposed to mean? Relax, it's just his way of paying you a compliment. Besides, I was really happy to hear him say it. Listen, Mom. Yes? Remember the chat we had a couple days ago? One about why you and Dad were together? Yes, I remember. Well, I've been doing some thinking since then about Dad. If I can put his crimes into the past, I'd like to come and visit you. Maybe then you can tell me some more about him. I'd be happy to, Kyle. I turn on the tap, splash some water on my face, throw on some clothes. Time to give Rachel a call. Red Crown, how may I help you? It's me. Morning, handsome. I'm done with that order. You mean you found the item? Yeah, that and the truth from 25 years ago. Should I pass you over to Ed? No need. I'm probably coming to the office later anyway. Best give Ed a heads up first, though. Will do. So, guess I'll see you then. I'll be waiting, Kyle. Before I do anything else, I'd better fill Frank in on what happened yesterday. Head to 302. Mr. Hyde. Hi, Frank. What'd you find out in the end? Did you manage to uncover anything significant? Yeah, you could say that. That's why I'm here, actually. Please, tell me what you know. I gained access to the hidden chamber Condor used for the secret sales. Hidden chamber? That's what I said. Seems there's been a secret room here ever since the place was a hotel. Wasn't easy to find, though. The only way to get in was via a secret hatch in the elevator. I'm stunned. So you actually entered this chamber? Damn right I did. Not just that, I found some pretty interesting things there. They should be just what you've been looking for. What? Here. Mr. Hyde, could this be... It's a ledger containing all the details on the jewel sale that Condor made. I believe this pretty much covers what you've been trying to find, am I right? And these... What you have there is a picture showing Hugh's spec together with Condor and an LAPD police badge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this should provide you with enough evidence to nail Spec, Mr. Hyde. I thank you. What's wrong? I'm sorry. Please understand how emotional this is for me. I've hoped for this day for such a long time now. It's been quite a wait. Mr. Hyde, thanks to your efforts, I now have all the proof I need to take that man down. The rest, you can safely leave to me. Break a leg? There's one thing though, Frank. What is it? Once you've blown the whistle on Spec, what do you do next? What are you gonna do after this? What? I'm worried this old man might have nowhere to go. Please don't trouble yourself with such worries. I've got no wish to throw myself into the care of my children. In fact, after Hugh Spec's wrongdoing has been exposed to the world, I intend to move to Idaho and live out my days there. Idaho? Yes. A colleague of mine from the force has a farm there. He's been telling me for years to come down and visit. About time I took him up on it. Sounds like you're all set. Let's make a deal then. I'll give you the proof you've been after. You promise to send me some of the potatoes you're gonna grow down there. Deal? Be sure to send some your way. Now, I must be going. Frank returns to his room. That ties that one up. I better think about visiting an estate agency before heading to the office. Guess it's time to leave. I'm liking this song. It's pretty good. Right. So am I just leaving? Is that it? Is it time to go? Mr. Hyde. Huh. Good morning, Mr. Hyde. What's up? You seem chirpier than usual, if that's possible. Can you guess? Come on, tell me what's up. Mom's here. She's chatting with Dad right now. Is that so? Yes. And what's more, they seem to be getting along really well. I don't want to jinx it, but this could be their second chance. Well, let's hope your luck's in. I've got you to thank for this, Mr. Hyde. Me? What did I do? Well, you and Dad talked about it, didn't you? You told him few families actually manage to get back together, and that there are lots that will really want to, but simply can't. Sounds like the kind of thing I'd say. Claire? Dad? Well, hey there, Mr. Hyde. Hi, Sydney. Dad, where's Mom? No use, Claire. I don't think I can handle it on my own. Run out of things to say when it's just the two of us. Dad, I'm not expecting the world, you know. Just be yourself. But Claire, just take it slowly and try not to get flustered. Don't try to rush through it. Enjoy the time you have together. Claire. Anyway, I've got to get back to the cafe. better think about heading back too, unless you want to keep Mom waiting. Yeah, fair enough. See you later, Mr. Hyde. Yeah, bye. Claire walks back to the cafe. This whole thing isn't as easy as it looks. Sydney, I think you'd better do what Claire says. After all, these things take time. I suppose you're right. I'll give it my best shot. Dad. Guess that's my cue. Speak to you later, Mr. Hyde. Sydney heads back to the cafe. Yo, Hyde. Huh. Word up, home slice. What's up with you, carrying your guitar around with you at a time late in the morning? Got me a job. No kidding. A job? It's okay, Hyde. You don't have to get so emotional. I got a gig. Venue's a bit small, but they picked up my act after hearing my song on the radio. I've been signed up to play from today for a whole week, you know. That's great, man. Good for you. Just one tiny little hitch. They want me to play them something totally new on the last day, which is cool and all, but I don't have any new material. I've been going over it in my head, but I'm coming up with zilch. Cut the crap, stop worrying about it, and just do it. What? Pretty sure that if you put your mind to it, you can write something new. You know how tough life can get. Got a nice girl, you've even been knocked out. Surely you've got no end of subject matter to work with. You know what? You're right. Guess I better give it a shot. How you feeling after last night anyway? A lot better now. No sleep spray is gonna keep me down. How about you? How'd the treasure hunt go? Treasure hunt? Finished with that now. Yeah? You're done? Turns out the information wasn't entirely truthful. What do you mean? It's all devised by some shady types to get us to play their game. So we were taken out by those same shady characters. Right. So I decided to get out while I still could. Better not pry into it. Damn, serious stuff. Guess all our dreams about becoming stinking rich have gone up in smoke, huh? Guess they have. Oh yeah, Hyde. Gonna be recording my demo tape tomorrow. So you got yourself a studio? Sure did. $1,000 you gave me was plenty to set up a real sweet place. Glad to hear it. You and me both. Once I got my sound recording on a demo tape, the sky's the limit. One step closer to your dream, I suppose. Hyde, I just want you to know. As soon as I got the cash, I'm gonna pay you back. Every last penny. Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it. Got me some slack, man. I'm being serious here. Whoa. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Long time no see. I trust you were well? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Timing's perfect, actually. I was hoping to ask you something. What is it? Regarding your rent. I'm just curious to hear when you'll be settling the total amount you still owe me. Sorry about that, but it's cool, because I'm going to pay it all off soon. I got some work that's going to be bringing in the cash, so don't you worry. You'll get your rent soon enough. I see. You seem quite confident about that. I'm prepared to take you at your word. Please come and see me once you're in a position to settle your debt. Thanks, Mrs. Patrice. Hey, Tony, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Damn, you're right. Gotta split. Wish me luck. He's somewhat different from before, wouldn't you say? He is. He managed to look me in the eye and tell me straight. Much more confident. Feel a lot more inclined to believe what he says when his attitude is like that. Wonder what brought on this sudden change. You're not so different yourself, you know? What? Well, like you, he's been weighed under by problems and couldn't get any help. Now he's overcome that, and you've seen the results. I see your point. Miss Patrice, what are you going to do with yourself after you leave this place? I must confess I haven't really given the matter much thought, but now that you mention it, maybe it's about time I did. Part of me just wants to get out of here, maybe on a cruise, somewhere with a lighthouse to guide us at night. What do you think, Mr. Hyde? Maybe you'd care to join me? I think I'll give it a miss. I'm not really one for long, drawn-out cruises. I see. Well, it's probably for the best, especially seeing as you have more pressing matters to attend to. Meaning, well, like finding a new place to live for one. It's only you and Mr. Wolf who are yet to decide on a place. Maybe this time I gotta move on. Really appreciate it if you did. There's still a lot on my plate to take care of without having you to worry about. Though I'm sure you appreciate that more than the others would. Yeah. Anyway, I must be going, Mr. Hyde. My actor turns to our room. Okay then. Time for me to head out too. My pager. Take it easy. What's the hurry? I'll be there as soon as I can, Rachel. Final results of the election are now in. LA's new mayor is John Taylor. Born and bred in the locality, this man's steady campaign has won him the position. Shares a firm handshake with his running opponent, Hugh Speck. Speck, the runner-up of the campaign, had this to say. Regardless of the outcome, I will continue to represent the good of the people. We apologize for this interruption, but breaking news has just come in. Museum of Natural History has received an anonymous donation. Donation consists of a large, pristine diamond. Diamond itself is a well-known jewel, famous scarlet star. It was stolen from the French jeweler Charnay 25 years ago in Los Angeles. Experts examining the diamond recognize it as a scarlet star right away. Due to its distinctive appearance, it is an absolutely priceless stone. I repeat. Museum of Natural History received an anonymous donation.